What's up, guys? Justin here, and it is time for another episode of Off the Dock. It's a new show that I'm doing. I am, of course, your host, jcdropshot, and this is a special one. I have a very special guest tonight. I'm actually very, very happy he's able to make some time and come on. If you're new to what this show is, we talk about fishing, the business side of fishing, and just our life in the fishing industry and how fishing affects our life. So if you're new here, haven't seen it before, smash the likes, thumbs up, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, because the internet overlords require us to do that. Because, well, that's the only way we get found. So without further ado, let's introduce tonight's guest. It is the man, the myth, the mullet tamer himself, Mark Zona. What's up, buddy?
Good to be on here. I was jealous of your name, JC Dropshot. When I actually got that officially over email, I was like, wow, I'm MZ Frog Slop. I'm MZ Frog Slop. I'm MZ Jig Doc. I wanted something cool like that. I haven't stuck the landing, but I will nail it soon enough.
Every once in a while, I get lucky and come up with a good idea, I guess.
Nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it.
So how have you been doing this last week?
That's a convoluted question, JC Dropshot. Not necessarily good. Like everybody in the country, you start your morning trying to find your normal, and you watch the news, and not a lot of good there. But you try to stay positive. It's been. It's been selfishly hard on all of us that your viewers are, that we're supposed to be on the water. We're supposed to be at 12 Mile and 13 Mile yelling at each other to get the hell off our
Back
line.
away! You're too close.
Right. Yeah, hey, you're too close to the spot that we've all fished for the last decade.
If I can cast a blade behind your deck, you're too close.
Right. But the other side of that is, and this is sincere. You want, damn it, man. You want everybody to be safe and be healthy. All of us, all of our, our family and our fishing friends and our hunting friends, family that we're closest to. But at the same time, we all want to be out there because I think we're smart enough to be out there. So that's been I don't know, that I just said a whole lot of shit. That's a very hard question to answer, but maybe in the next 20 minutes we can answer some of that.
Well, I have a lot of followers that are not necessarily bass guys that know who you are. So give them the quick and dirty of what you do, how you got into it, all that good jazz.
Oh, I've been in fishing since I was 10 years old. I got out of high school and basically fished tournaments throughout Michigan and sold boats throughout the Midwest. That's how I made my living. And then I got it, I got a lucky break and did okay in a couple events, and started TV for ESPN. I've been the host of the Bassmaster for. Tommy Sanders told me that I'm going on my 18th year, which sucks.
Has it seriously been that long?
It's been just under 18 years, and I've had my own show for 15 years, 3 years on ESPN, 10 years on Outdoor Channel, and what sucks about that is a lot of the shows that I tape for my show, for Zona's show, I tape this time of year, man.
Yeah, a little crunch time going to happen sometime this year.
A little bit. I might be like Snake Plissken from Escape from New York and leave here and not go to New York, from what I just heard, but go somewhere else to tape. But it's a hard time. It's a frustrating time. Look, I know a lot of your viewers, man. I've dobbed around outside of Wyandotte and caught walleye, and dude, this is, gosh, it's what we work for. It's what we live for. And it sucks right now, whether you're chasing smallmouth or you're chasing walleye. And again, I'm being selfish. There's a lot of bad stuff going on right now, throughout the world, the country, the state, the city of Detroit. But but I believe, and I've said this, I've said it live, I've said it in videos, especially the last week, which when I first did it, I thought, I don't know, man, maybe I ought to just stay quiet and not say a single thing about this, but I believe this. I believe this as Michiganders, that we are smart enough as walleye fishermen, as pan fishermen, as bass fishermen, as turkey hunters in the next 5 days. We're smart enough to adhere to regulations and rules, but we're also smart enough to be able to go out and do what we do either alone or with the people that live in our house at this time.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a jackass and by saying that, but I don't think I am, because
it's frustrating listening to the governor saying that she's worried about us going and getting gas for our boats, but yet you can go drive 4 hours and go ride ATVs, which require pretty much the same services she's saying boats require. It's frustrating when you hear that. It's
look,
what the heck?
Frustrating, dude. I can't go buy a garden hose. I want, in all honesty, if you want me to get dead serious about it, I can drive by the corner grocery store and there's people buying weed and lottery tickets, and I can't go for a pontoon boat ride right there. But then again, that's selfish. And
yep.
And I talked to you about this before we went live. Look, is there anything that's going to happen between now and the end of April? I hope so. Do I think so? No, I don't. But going forward past that, I think, and I'm not being some pansy ass saying this. I think we all need to be really coherent and smart coming out of the gates when we're all like, yeah, we're going back on the river and we're going back on 12 Mile, and dude, I'm going to Gull Lake and I'm out here on Finger. I think we all need to be really, really smart. I think, look, I was at St. Clair a week and a half ago, and everybody that I saw, they're fantastic.
Yep. I heard through the grapevine, I'm not going to say how I heard this, just like you can't say certain things or where you heard things from. I heard that it was in the Detroit area, some of the walleye guys, a handful of ramps that were really just not wanting to listen and try to follow it. And I did hear this secondhand, but I know firsthand what I seen from the bass guys. Give it a first couple days, they kind of was some issues, but after that, it was smooth sailing. It was really good. So
I've hung around a lot of those walleye guys down there.
They find smallies sometimes.
I might have been one of those walleye guys at one time. And that's and here again. I think 10 days ago, 14 days ago, and I think a lot of your viewers would agree to this. 10 days ago is a lot different. I think we probably took this with kid gloves and like, oh, we're going to be fine. We're going to go fishing. And I don't know why I'm doing that in a Southern voice right now.
Because they're probably still out fishing and we're not.
This is for real. And here's what's, to me, been most critical is when we were told that we can't go out in our boats with motors. Man, Justin, you know me for quite a while, and I've sat in on a lot of very, very big, large conservation dinners and speeches, and I'm not gonna lie, I said this last night. I was on straight casts from northern Indiana. Dude, I sleep through a lot of them dinners. I'm like, that shit ain't gonna ever affect me in my life. That somebody's gonna attack hunters, and it's not that we're being attacked. I want to be clear about that because I've processed a lot of this, but what is clear is when your rights as a fisherman or a hunter or an outdoorsman in general are taken away, it's a very big, it's a wake-up call. It's a very big wake-up call. Because I hate to say it, I used to leave a lot of that to the older dudes that you're like, heck, you worry about that.
I'm the same way.
Same way. Yep. And a lot of your viewers are our age or younger, where you're like, let that old son bitch, let him worry about that, man. I'm going skipping some docks. Here's what this has done. When that right goes away to jump in your boat and you can no longer go out, it's a wake-up call that when we get through this dark time, we better pay a little more attention and be one instead of, don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. The bass groups, the walleye groups are all kind of in their own little cliques, and they don't want to work with each other, it seems.
Dude,
sometimes.
I'll be honest with you.
It's so frustrating.
I've been contacted by skiers, jet skiers, which I've said never.
Wow.
I've said that never in my life, which is honestly, that's a good thing that hopefully we learn from this situation. Above and beyond that we come out of this in 2 weeks and we're very safe, and it's not 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks.
I'm hoping somewhere in May we get to go back because these smallies are calling my name. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to lie. I got my name on one right there.
Right there?
but it's that's the hard, like I said, and I don't want to be selfish. You don't want to be selfish. This is our time. This is our time of year where we come out of hibernation and get out and live. And again, I think I believe this. I believe right now the best place to be is on the water, safe and smart. I do.
Yep.
My kid is standing right behind my iPad, and he got done with his Michigan State class online. He's like, "What are we doing?" I said, "I don't know. You want to play some Yahtzee?"
There's that. Yeah. My wife and I we're playing Game of Life on our phones and Monopoly, and we're like running out of things to do without killing each other.
Oh no! Trust me, we've done run out of things to do. My kid jumped off the dock a night ago.
Just for the hell of it.
For the hell of it. It was 46-degree water. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm done. Which tells me that everybody's mentally breaking. But, I've talked to a lot of department heads and DNR leaders and sheriffs, and all of them say the same thing. Hey, man, we're chomping the bit as bad as you fishing guys, as bad as the walleye fishermen, the bass fishermen, and crappie fishermen right now. We want to get shit going. We want to get, the economy moving again. And a lot of them have said, asked, just make sure when you guys come back, when we do open up, and it's going to be hopefully sooner than later, that we're all being smart, not pissed, not being, look, I'm like everybody else, man. I want to come out and be, firing. It's just coming out and being smart.
We as a group need to be smarter about a lot of things, and this could be a nice stepping stone to teaching us to do it as a group a little bit better. So,
yeah,
there's a lot of issues.
Yeah,
but we're not going to talk about those tonight. We don't have the time.
No.
So I got a question.
You got 7 to 10 weeks that you and I can sit here and talk about it.
Not a problem. We can go live whenever, buddy. So I got a question. So Stray Cats posted something on Instagram that I caught. When's the mullet coming back? Is it coming back during quarantine?
No. The mullet, I'll be honest with you, the mullet, when I grew the mullet out from 88 to 92, it was, number one, it was not good, it was great, right?
Yeah.
Like I told Hackney this, I would walk in a party and you would wear a collar up on a jean jacket and you would pull it down real tight and wet it and flick it out to where it laid over the back of the jean jacket. In fact, I think that's how the Scorpion met me. The other side of that is Justin, it was tremendously bad. I thought it was good at the time, and the thing is, like when I look at that, like
did you have a Trans Am too? Please tell me you did.
I had an IROC.
You had an IROC. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Oh, Jesus. Look, man. Hey, man. If you're going to play the game, play to win.
Exactly. So, between you and this gentleman here, who wore it best?
Oh, my baby. That's my little angel. Listen, little cats and critters. Welcome to JC Dropshot Live. You know what's funny about Seth is Seth Fighter, that little pumpkin right there, that little guy right there. He's going as nuts as every one of us.
Oh yeah.
And he said, man, that's a bad gig. Y'all can't just kind of go out and fish. I said, no. I said, how about you? And he's like, no. And I said, let's find somewhere in between. So there are plotting plans going on where that little pumpkin monkey right there, him and I are going to get together soon.
Once they let us start to travel, I saw that there was some stuff. I didn't watch it because we was getting ready for this, but I guess there's some opening up parts of the country coming.
A little bit. So, yep.
We'll see what that all entails when I get done doing this. I
have a tendency I have a tendency. I shouldn't say this. I travel in the shadow of the night, so I mean it is what it is. That's how I roll.
Oh yeah.
I was not promoting that.
I mean, I'm on the road probably as much as you are now with the new job. I mean, I literally 5 days a week I'm sleeping in the back of my truck because I'd rather save money so I can go fish more often. You know, so I don't know. Maybe you travel more than me. I'm not sure. It's a lot. We both travel a ton. So
I did a lot of that. I did it, throughout sales, and I did a lot of years of sales and lived out of the car. And what was weird was I shot the Bassmaster Classic half a day 2 and day 3, the studio, the ESPN, the ESPN thing. And I remember I didn't want to fly, and I ended up driving directly home. And listen, where we taped the Bassmaster, there's a big gap between Arkansas and Michigan. But the nice thing was it was before everything hit. It was kind of before everything kind of went berserk. But you could also tell that something was coming, something was happening. And it reminded me of the days when I worked in sales, or I'm sorry, the days that I worked in Zona Show when I slept in my truck 2 months ago.
I honestly enjoy the sleeping in the back of the truck thing. I got a Nissan Frontier, so I got a 5-foot bed. Not the easiest thing to do, but I got it pretty decked out. I got some new stuff coming for it to make it even nicer. So until I can afford a van and do what SB Fishing's doing, have you seen what his van's set up like?
No, vans are creepy to me. I live in the Ram Rebel. I kind of kick the seat back and sit next to a loaded 45 in states where it's legal. So I'm sorry.
I had a Ram. You can definitely sleep on those seats, man. They lay back nice.
Yes, so that's kind of...
I had a buddy from Ohio who made the Elite Series temporarily. Matt Vermillion, you remember him?
Yes, absolutely.
So he
Lake
took
Erie,
out,
dude. Sandusky Bay.
Yep. He took out his passenger seat and set up a twin mattress right there.
All been there.
Dude,
all been there.
I was like, I actually love that. I can't wait to do that myself one day.
All been there. We've all been there before. Hey, God, the way things are going, might be there again.
Maybe. So, BASS. What the heck is going on? I know a lot of guys are wondering. The FLW guys, Major League, like everything is just like blown up, and yeah.
I think until everybody is, and this is, I need to curtail this. Is I think have I talked to the heads of Bass and here and there and production, the group that I work with, production group. Everybody that I work with is exactly like everybody here in the state of Michigan want to go fishing. Everybody's ready to crank the machine up right now.
Yeah.
Obviously we can't. Do I think that we're going to do everything possible to make up the majority of the season of what's been postponed? Absolutely. At least those are the meetings that I've been in.
I would love to see a late fall St. Clair. I would love it. The potential would be insane to be a bomb or an absolute just pound fest.
You know where I'm at with that. Shit, man. Seriously, let the ball roll on that. But I really think the other thing that would be cool if we do postpone some of the southern tournaments to the fall. I think those would be tournament. Look, man. Now, I'm gonna outdate you on this. I used to follow BASS tournaments when they used to fish September, October, November, December. I
remember the fall classic. That was awesome. I loved it. Not the best venue per se, but it was awesome.
So how I look at that is number one, I would say by that time, we're all going to be really starving for content and watching fishing and to see some tournaments that are notoriously on lakes that we've watched the last few years into tournaments on those same lakes that are going to be way different techniques, a little bit more grinders and some. I'm good with that.
I think that would showcase who those true top tier guys are, though, too.
I agree.
Because how many years have we done the spring, everything spring? Yeah. You do that 5-6 years in a row, you pretty much figured it out.
Yes.
The gist every year.
It would shake up fantasy fishing for Ronnie Moore. And Lord knows, Lord knows that's his wheelhouse. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it would be cool to see who the cream really is.
Yes.
Especially in BSS right now.
Yes.
With the mix-up or shake-up, or you want to call it, happen. And quite honestly, I'm starting to really enjoy the Elite Series again. It took me a while to kind of get used to the new faces, the new names, get to know them. But I'm getting there. I am getting there.
I made this statement on several different media sites last year. So if last year was my 17th year, last year was probably my first or second favorite year that I've covered it. And dude, and I'm not saying that from a BS or a hey, he works for them. Number one, I'm a private contractor. I don't have to say anything. I've covered magical years from Van Dam or Aaron Martins or Skeet Reese that you're like, wow, that was amazing. It was not one of those years from an individual standpoint, but it was one of those years from a tournament to tournament to tournament to tournament standpoint where you're like, wow, that was a really amazing event. Even events that I thought were gonna look, man, I'm like you. There were certain tournaments where I'm like, wow, this tournament's gonna suck. And they ended up really, to me, they were very compelling. But I'm also a nutbag where I'm like, is this for real? If you looked at what those guys caught, what they weighed in, what the crowds were, we never missed a beat, man. We never missed a beat. Now, granted, this is a bump in the road right now, not just for Bass. I mean, you can say it's for Bass or MLF or FLW. We all have a lot of work. Me, you. I said this on Stray Cast last night. We all have a lot of work to do when everybody's safe and everybody's healthy and we can get out and jam again, kind of owe it a little bit back to the fishing industry and to the fishing fans to bring it. I mean, to really bring it, and I hope we do.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I don't. Hang on. Where do I see myself in 10 years? Sitting right here.
Sitting right there? You should be on the deck of the boat right out there on the pontoon.
I mean, if it's legal for me to go on my pontoon in 10 years, I'm going to be right up there. Look, in 10 years, in all honesty, that's, you know what's strange? That's a really complex question. If you would have asked me that a year ago, that's a very easy question to answer. If you'd have asked me that 6 months ago, it's a very easy question to answer. Right now, it's not. It's not an easy question to answer for anybody that's watching this or listening to this. I don't think our lives are going to be the same. I hope they get back as close to the same as they can, but I really think that we're in a time right now that that everything will change. Everything will change, and for me to answer that question, I think I could have answered it really easily 6 months ago, but I can't now. We had a plan. Like everybody. Yep. We have a plan of your career and where it's going, where it it hits its midpoint, then its high point, then your retirement point. But I think that's all not clear right now. But do I think that we will come back as a country, as an industry, as a force? Yes. And why I say that is in my little stupid video that I put up the other day when I was pissed off that we couldn't go fishing.
I did one of those too.
Yeah, I wasn't pissed selfishly. I was pissed more from a common sense standpoint. I've talked about that a lot. Yeah. I think I think the majority of the fishing industry are damn good people, good people, that we go out and fish and we uphold the way the game's supposed to be played. And look, do I think a couple bad apples might have soured this a little bit? Yeah, no, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I honestly believe, I truly believe that from what I saw with my eyes during the last 3 weeks of being, when we can go out on the water, I saw more people fishing than I've ever seen in my entire life, which tells me that when we're allowed to come back and really get out on the water, that we're going to be pretty healthy.
Yeah, the fishing industry has this remarkable thing of surviving through some pretty tough times. The business side of it it's a two-headed dragon. The big luxury nice boats suffer when things take a downturn, but then all the small ticket items, the tackle usually goes up. So it's interesting. The fishing industry, I don't think it's going to disappear. It's definitely going to change. I mean, it's been changing. The industry's been changing last 5 years crazy fast between distributors and the big box guys coming together. Morris buying up Cabela's. Yeah. That's an elephant in the room when you start talking about that.
Last few days.
Yeah, I judging that he was pretty quick to put out a video in support of your video. He earned some brownie points with me for that. He really did.
Here's the one thing, and
that's not a man I've ever met, so it's tough to make an opinion of him.
This is not because I'm wearing this hat right now. Here's where I really look up to Johnny Morris is he was the second phone call I made when we could not get in our boats last Friday. Okay? He's the second call I made. And he didn't answer.
He's a busy guy. He's trying to figure out how to keep how many stores open right now.
The video went up and he called and I thought, damn it. I'm in trouble. And he said, how are you? I said, I'm fine. And he said, listen, the outdoors is what we all need right now. The outdoors is what we all need right now. He said, he said, Mark, you've been to so many dinners and seminars and speeches that I've given. You probably weren't paying attention at half of them. And I will tell you, in a time of need, in a time of conservation, and that's a time that we're in right now, he's a leader. He's a leader. And he is our biggest asset that we have to get on the water, not only for being one of the heads of conservation in this country, but also the voice to the people that need to hear us. And a lot of us take that for granted. You think that Johnny Morris is thought of as he's the owner of Bass Pro Shops, but how I know that guy, I don't know him like that. How I know that guy is, dude, he's a defender of what we do. And at this time right now, that's what we need.
Yep.
That's what we need. We need 1,000 Johnny Morrises right now.
Hopefully we have 1,000 of them pop up. Because I know Washington's totally shut down for fishing. There's no way you can fish at all. And they got great smallmouth fishing right now they can't do.
Right.
Texas is even restricted. Of all states, I thought I would never see a restriction on fishing in Texas.
Right.
I don't know, was Texas a full-on restricted, or is it just ramps getting closed here and there?
No, just from what and that's just from talking to some friends that are down there. It's just here and there. And what's bizarre about it, this is what's the most bizarre about this whole thing. There are certain states promoting the hell out of, man, get on our lakes, get out of your house.
Use our state parks and,
get out on the water. And that's where my frustration is. It's because that's where my mentality is. I want everybody that's watching this, I want you with your wife or your kids or your girl, whoever lives in your home, get out there. But like I said, get out there and be smart and be safe, that we can get rid of this damn virus and still be human beings and live.
Most definitely. So I did have a question about the governor on here, but I'm not going to ask it because I feel
you're welcome to. It's not that I've not been asked in the last 5 hours.
I know, but it's like one of those ones that if you could get FaceTime with her right now, I'm talking 6 feet apart, social distancing, in her office, what would you say to her about just everything, not just on the boating side of things, but how the whole situation's been handled, in your humble opinion?
That is a very political question, what you just said.
I know. That's why I was going to cut it off, but you said to ask it, so I asked.
Do I think that there are ways to go golfing or fishing or hunting or hiking or whatever it is that we can all be smart, sane human beings and be safe? Yes. But from an economic standpoint, I hate to say it, I don't even think I would start with selfishly the fishing side of it. Look, we gotta keep people safe and healthy, but we also have to think about the guy that mows a lawn alone, or the guy that paints alone, or any of these jobs that you might work alone. I mean,
give it a little more critical thinking before you knee-jerk to stuff.
Plus, I also think, and this is hard. This is so hard on Governor Whitmer.
It's not an easy job to have to do what she's doing.
It's a sucky job right now. She didn't sign up for this. But I also think that there's parts of our state that are very rural that, come on, we gotta still keep the ball rolling as society and as economy, so we do not collapse as one. So I guess in a very convoluted 5-minute answer,
you'd ask her to be a little more thoughtful and maybe ask some more questions before making certain calls, maybe.
I think the biggest thing is to, and again, these are unprecedented times for one individual to make the call. Do I think that we need to be strapped down the way we are right now? I don't. Maybe I'm an idiot, and your viewers are welcome to call me that. But also, I do think that our freedoms safely, intelligently, are what can keep us sane as a whole too.
I'll give you one more question, and then
All right.
I know you got to get on a phone call.
I do.
And it's a very important one to help all of us, so we don't want to hold them up too long. But if you were to give every angler one task to do every year, what would it be? And they only have to do it one time a year. What would it be? Yep, they have to do it. They have to do it one time a year. What is that one task they need to do?
I taught my children this when they were 12 years old. And Justin, you know me. I play fantasy football. I go fishing and I go hunting.
Go Lions.
Yeah, not really.
Bears aren't going anywhere either.
No, Bears and Lions suck. But in all honesty, if you have one day to do one thing this year, and I mean this, and I pass this on to my kids, I live by this. Bring one person out, whether it's to a pond, Lake St. Clair, wherever you go, doesn't matter. Introduce fishing to somebody that would never otherwise do it. Just do it one time a year, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. I've watched my children do that because it's something that I've tried to do the last 20 years of my life. And I now fish with some of those people. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of, whether they're attorneys or engineers or welders I hang with, dude, they sucked when I took them out. They're so bad. Where I'm like, wow, you're the most uncoordinated person I've ever been in the boat with.
And we take that for granted.
Randy Moss, very uncoordinated with a fishing rod.
Really?
Top five receiver of all time. But here's the thing about that is, introduce fishing to one person a year to help grow who we are. And the other side of that, Justin, to wrap this up, and I mean this, is let's all be smart. Let's all be smart on the water, smarter on the water. And I'm not some sappy freak that, gosh dang, man, it's weird being sat down and not being able to be in my boat. That's selfish, but the other side, it's eye-awakening to let's just be better at who we are and what we do on the water and in the woods. That's it.
I just got text a really funny question. This is a quick one.
All right.
Your boys, Kevin's boys, or Randy's boys, who are the best fishermen?
I don't know. I can go off track record, and I can tell you my boy's bank is doing pretty good on that end of it. So I'm sorry. I spew the truth. All
righty, man. Thank you for making some time tonight, man. I really do appreciate it. Go help us out.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Later.
Thank you.
So, yeah. I know we didn't get to any questions that were on the side over there, so I'll go through and do some pretty quick if you guys want. If you have other questions or something you really want me to answer, use the super chat thing if you want, but I'm going to scroll through these really quick. I know there was a couple that caught my eye. Just got to find them again. Clean the shorelines. Yeah, it's definitely a good thing we can do. I've done a couple cleanups in the past that I've put together and got guys together and done some stuff. Zona for governor. Lovely. I am trying to find... There are so many comments, guys. Appreciate it. This is awesome. Very, very cool. So, I tell you what. Leave a comment down underneath this video out of the live chat. I'll go through and answer them. If they're questions for Z, I'll try to reach back out to him, see if I can get answers for you guys on this. definitely, I know Trump was on doing a big old speech, and I definitely want to get caught up on what that was going on. So, yeah, this is awesome, guys. That he was able to actually make some time to come on over and do this. He's been insanely busy. I've been talking with him all week, and he has been working extremely hard for us here in Michigan. I wish I could share with you what he's been doing, but just know that he is working his butt off. I know Kevin's working his butt off for us. There's a lot of people in the industry looking out for us. And as he's saying, we got to remember not to be selfish about this. And when we do get back in the water, we have to be smart about it. Only fish with the people from your household until they lift that. Be smart about where your hands are going and all that fun stuff. So, I don't know, man. This is awesome. So many people on the night. I cannot thank everybody enough. I think I'm just going to call it quits for the night. And it just, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. This is awesome. But I just want to say, tight lines, guys. Happy casting, as I have on my hat here. And I will see you in the next video. I got some cool content coming up, so watch the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit the thumbs up, like, all that good stuff on Facebook and YouTube.